So this is the last day of Shop 500, y'all. I could hear my voice echoing. I'm basically cleaned out. I did really good today. So I decided to make everything $15 just because why not? I want to get stuff out. It looks so crazy. The mannequins, all the mannequins are stripped, y'all. Like all the mannequins in the windows, they wanted those outfits, so those are gone. That is it for Shop 500, y'all. It's the last day. It feels so weird. I'm gonna keep y'all updated. It's not the last day per se, but the last day in store. I feel really weird, but a lot of people came out this whole month like supporting me, buying stuff, and yeah, so it's been cool. And I'm glad that I can finally take these ugly signs down, these right here, because I hate the way these look. I feel like they look like bargain basement signs. I hate them, but I had to get the Alright, so to tell you my story, like the ending of my story, I have to take you back to the beginning where it all started. Back in 2011, I believe it was, 2011, I was a school teacher. I was a second grade teacher. I was living out my dream of being a teacher. I always wanted to be a teacher. Like that was my dream and my grandmother's dream. But my second passion, which was probably really my first, I love to shop, right? I can shop you down, girl. I can have $1 and I'm gonna make it stretch and I'm gonna find something to buy, okay? So an opportunity came as I was teaching to open up a storefront, right? I had a friend, she had a clothing boutique at the time, and at one point we were going to go in business together. It just didn't pan out. So she came to me with this idea, you know, she was like, you could open up your store. Well, at that time, I had my toddler, a terrible 2-year-old, and I used to dress her, I mean, from head to toe, baby, okay? And people used to always ask me, like, where did you get this? Where did you get that? So that's how my first business was born. Young Royal Couture, and baby, it was a sight to see. It was a beautiful store. I'm talking about designer kids clothes. I had Dolce & Gabbana, I had Fendi, but I also, and this brand called Dupardu, I love it, from Canada. I had custom items. I would make custom baby shoes with the rhinestones on them, make them look like red bottoms. I mean, it was a sight to see, right? Well, that was my first time having a business, and you know, I didn't know a lot of things. Trial and error came. I made so many mistakes, y'all, but I mean, you live and you learn, right? So with that, at a certain point, we got a new landlord, and this landlord, he went up on the rent $1,000, right? That's a whole nother story, because we can talk about leases and all kind of legalities. I said that wrong, but I'm moving on, okay? Anyways, y'all, long story short, you know, I tried to save that business because it was my blood, sweat, and tears, but you know, it just didn't make sense. Financially, it's a new business, and then you're going up $1,000 on the rent. I did a lot to save it, put so much money into it. Man, I felt like such a loser, y'all. Like, I felt like I failed so bad at that business. But little did I know that all the mistakes and failures that I experienced will only make me more successful in the future, because I would know what to do and what not to do. After that business closed, well, during the time it was closing, I just didn't want to give up being an entrepreneur, because I just felt like that was in me. I didn't want to go back to working for someone, right? I felt like, I don't know how I'm going to do that. And I'm going to pause right there, because when I left my teaching job, I like timed it perfectly as to where the school year was ending and my business opened up like 3 weeks later. Well, I thought that I would be able to open up that business and then, you know, let it start to build and grow over the summer, and then boom, at the end of the summer I would go back to my job. But that's just not how it works when you're opening up your own business. It's like it needs all of your time and your attention, hands down. Like it's not gonna go anywhere if you are not there to see that through. But anyway, so I had to throw that piece in there. So as that business was closing, I did not want to let go of my entrepreneurship. So I feel like I'm pronouncing a lot of words wrong, but forgive me, because this is like one of my first videos back on YouTube. I'm a little nervous being back in front of the camera. forget me. So anyway, I wanted to open up a women's clothing boutique, and I had the opportunity to do so after the last business. So bam, Shop 500 Boutique was born, y'all. 5847 South State. I want to say that when I opened up this business, I did not have much faith. I want to say this out loud. I'm not going to say I didn't have much faith in myself. It was just coming off of a situation, a previous situation with my other store. I was just like in this middle area where, okay, I wanted to succeed, but if it doesn't, I will be okay, because I was so crushed from my first business, okay? When I opened up Shop 500 Boutique, like, I cannot explain the growth that I experienced so quickly, right? It was like nothing compared to my last business. Like, I opened up the doors, like Instagram was like, I don't even know what year this was. It was 2013 or 14. Y'all, I'm bad with time. Anyway, Instagram was like up and coming. I would post. I just had all these customers. It was amazing, y'all. God, he really put something in my hands. I was so blessed, still am blessed. And it took off, right? I have been in love with YouTube forever, and I had this idea to start reaching out to influencers, right? To get my clothing out there, right? And that helped my online presence, right? I would reach out to influencers, they would wear the clothing, I would pay them, yada, yada, y'all know the spiel, right? But this was a little bit before that whole trend got super popular. I think that was just something that big brands did or were starting to do. I also taught myself how to do Google ads, Facebook ads. So y'all, this was like before all of these things. These things used to be, I feel like, a secret, right? And I don't even know how I stumbled upon these things, but I taught myself like all of these things. It was amazing, y'all. It was like a skyrocket, okay? It took my internet presence from like a few sales in the beginning to like, I'm having huge months, y'all, okay? I don't like to throw numbers out there, but I'm doing big things, okay? I'm doing big things. So I reached a level of success that I did not think that I was gonna reach very quickly. I thought that I would reach that success, let me take that back, but like in a longer time span, maybe like 5 to 10 years, right? But literally by my 4th year in business, I had reached a sales goal that was like unheard of in my mind. I'm like, man, I'm doing numbers consecutively every month, every year, in store, online. I have the most loyal customers like that anybody could ask for. But now let's reach the plateau of how owning a business can really burn you out, because this is where the story gets a little bit like, I don't want to say unhappy, but when you are owning a business, like, it is the focal point of your day-to-day, your everyday, right? I am a mother, right? So I have my kids to take to school, all of her activities, which owning my own business, it came at the most clutch time, because I was able to be present with my child, and she's able to be in my business with me if need be. I'm able to go to all of her activities, never missing a beat. So it's a blessing there. But the curse of that, I don't know if you can call it a curse, but nevertheless, you are tied down to that business. If someone calls off, you got to come in. There's no replacement. You are the replacement, right? You have a ton of orders, God willing, and God thank you. But you are in your business, right? You're working on your business. You're filling orders. You are doing inventory. You are, just the day-to-day operations of owning a business. And it can be very grueling. I think before COVID, I know. So let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk about that. All right. So I just wanted to move around a little bit. All right. So let's get into the remodeling of my store. I really call this like the middle phase, right? Even though I had been in business, I think 7 or 8 years, something around that. I'm not good at math, y'all, okay? I always remember that. So before COVID, the year before COVID, I was at this burnout point where I felt like, oh my God, I was not in the equation. My family, my business. Erica was not in the equation. Like self-care, just taking care of myself, or like having time to myself, it was non-existent, because I had these two, my family, my kid, these things I'm responsible for, and then work, right? So I always felt like I'm just never in the equation, right? I'm just a blah. So I was at this burnout level where I was just tired, y'all. Like, I was tired, and I didn't know what was gonna make me untired. I didn't know what to do. So I had this bright idea. I was like, let me just refresh, right? Let me refresh. And the refresh was to remodel my store. Like, when I say remodel the store, I'm talking about the entire store, okay? Like, my floors, I think my hardwood floors were like a dark ebony kind of brownish color before. I didn't want that anymore. I wanted gray hardwood floors, and you can see that in the videos that I insert. I mean, everything. I had custom fixtures. In the beginning, I tore them all out of the wall or had them torn down. Everything, I wanted everything gone. I want the wall pushed back over here. I'm looking at the wall. Did I change? I mean, everything, right, y'all? Because I felt like if I had a new surrounding, a new environment, a new look, because I felt like the look had just began to be old, and then so many people were popping up with boutiques. It was just like, I just want to look different. Not that we looked alike or anything like that. I just want a fresh start. I felt like remodeling the store was gonna like revive my insides and my thought patterns and all these things. I thought it was gonna be a magic pill. Well, as I was remodeling, I think that was September on my birthday, I closed that day, and I set the opening date after remodeling for like, I think the week before Christmas, so I could, you know, make my Christmas money, or like December, whatever. Guys, the church next door caught on fire. I'm not even joking, and I'm so happy everybody said. But anyway, that church caught on fire like a month into, it wasn't even that long. I think it was like 3 weeks into this place being remodeled, like everything being torn down, and like I hadn't even put my stock away yet. It was crazy. It caught on fire. It burned down to the ground, y'all. I'm talking about to the ground. Okay, and so it caused a lot of damage in here because the buildings were so close. It caused smoke damage, water damage in the basement. It destroyed the inventory that I had that I was gonna put back out. It was like, y'all, it was a total mess. So anyway, that delayed my remodeling. I was not able to reopen until February 4th. That was my grand reopening. Man, y'all, this place is so beautiful. I put so much work and effort into making it beautiful. I put my little neon sign up there with shapewear because that's what at one point I was known for. I was gonna show you that sign, but I'll come back to it. This wall, these chandeliers, y'all, these lights, some lights is not cheap. I did this by hand, okay? Well, let me not lie. I had a lady make them in California. She made them in panels, and then I put this wall up myself. But crazy story, when I went to pick up my inventory in California, rest in peace to the man who actually did the lights. The light had sparked a small little fire or flame, whatever, and this caught on fire like in a zigzag. So when I came back, I had to replace that. It was like a week away from the opening. It was crazy. And rest in peace, his name was Hot Rod. And I'm gonna tell y'all his name was Hot Rod because he had set some stuff on fire. I almost cursed before. So anyway, and while we're here, I want to say rest in peace to Chi Chi, because Chi Chi did all of my fixtures, and he passed away too. So I have to give a shout out to those two people that really made my shop come to life. And that's weird, they're no longer here, which has nothing to do with the video, but I have to say that. So anyway, I opened back up, and the opening went extremely well. Like, all my customers came back. I had new customers, and the store was fabulous and beautiful, and it was a time, right? That was February 4th. Well, March 20th? COVID hit, and they made us close down. I thought that I was gonna go crazy. I just spent all this money remodeling the shop. I have all this inventory, and they tell us to shut our business down. And guys, at that time, we didn't know what was going on, what was happening in the world. It was a crazy time, and it was just insane. Okay, so then we're in COVID, but that's okay because people were online, they were at home, and they were buying things like crazy. So I was still up here fulfilling orders, buying merchandise. I'm talking about masks, lipstick, clothes, anything that I put online during COVID, baby, they were buying. They were buying shapewear, they were buying accessories, earrings. It was crazy, okay? So I wasn't quite worried. I was like, it's gonna be fine, right? Okay, and it was fine. But let's not forget I was already burnt out, and I was always here. I don't know, it was just always here. Anyways, COVID happens. We all come back. I forgot what month we're able to come back. I think it was like in June. Okay, but right before this, I was in the back stocking a shelf or whatever it was I was doing. I don't know. I slipped and fell, y'all. Okay, and I broke my ankle. Look, I have a plate right here. You can't see the scar there. So it's my ashy feet. I have a plate in my foot. I broke my foot, my ankle rather. Y'all, I was devastated. I broke my ankle. It was so damaged. I had to have surgery to put my ankle back in place. I had 2 casts, ORF surgery. It was a time. So all of this is like right before our businesses were able to open. I think that was in May, right? And then in June, we're able to be back open. So then I'm in here in cast, rolling around in this little contraption, this little wheel thing, but everything was good. Okay, fast forward to the next year. I feel like that year is when I think mentally I just started to crash. I started to feel like I did before, this burnout situation where I was just drained, and coming here, I just felt like I don't want to be here, if I'm being honest. I just felt like when I would put the key in that door, I'm just like, oh, what time is it now? What time do I close? And I didn't feel much enjoyment. I don't really know what it was, y'all. It was just like, that was the actual first time I didn't have like 2 employees at one time. I usually always have a crew. I always have 2 employees, right? That way, I am able to work on my business and not in my business. Yes, need be I work a couple of hours. I'm doing inventory, things like that, but I'm not physically every day. I'm not in here helping customers. I'm here, but I'll probably be in the back on the computer, running ads, or doing something business related. Loading up the Instagram, whatever it is, like a behind the scenes type of person. It became that I was everything, right? I was the model. Okay, after my foot was healed. I'm the model, I'm the cashier, I'm doing inventory, I'm running the Instagram, I'm doing everything. And you can't be everything in your business. And that is when the fire and the passion for what I was doing just crashed. It just was not there. And so I decided in August of 2022, or a little bit before that I was gonna close by the end of the summer. And it was kind of weird because I didn't know how to feel about that, even though I was making the decision. I was like, well, maybe I'll try solely online. So I didn't like totally do away with my merchandise or fully close my storefront. I just went online, right? I was like, I want to maybe grow my online presence. I was just in a weird state. I just felt like this was just not the place I wanted to be anymore. And that's just what I did. I just felt like it was no longer serving me. I was over it, and I do stay, right? So that was that. So now let's talk about the result of that, because I was the problem and I let my business go out of business, which people thought I was insane and crazy. They're like, what are you doing? Like, because they know this place has been a great boutique. People love this store and I've had much success. And so people were thinking saying, why would you do something like that? That sounds crazy. And I really didn't have a solid answer of like what I was actually about to do. I was like, I'm gonna grow my online presence. I don't know, maybe be an influencer. I don't know, maybe be a stay-at-home mom. I don't know, right? And so then another opportunity or thought came. Let me say this, because that was August. And then that January, I was thinking about a kid that I used to teach my first year teaching, and I found out that he had passed away by getting killed, but from gun violence some years ago. So he had just been on my mind and my heart. Then I'm starting to look up kids that I had taught in that area and finding out their situations, and it was like a heavy thing on my heart. And I always wonder what it would be like to go back to teaching, because I literally left and intended to come back and never came back. So I literally went to church. One day and I just prayed, like, what should my next steps be? Like, what should I be doing right now? Because I'm very confused. And by not being so busy, I felt like I had too much time on my hands. Isn't that crazy? Like when you want the other side, you feel like the grass is greener on the other side, and when you get there, you're like, But I still didn't feel like I needed to be back at this boutique. Like, that's not what I felt. I still felt like no. I'm overshot 500. No, no, and no. But anyway, I called up a friend. I'm like, I'm thinking about going back to teaching because that's what was on my mind at that point. And literally, y'all, I had an interview. I think that was Sunday. Thursday, I had an interview, right? I had an interview. I was so scared. I was like sending this woman off because I was like, it's a thought. Like, I'm not ready. Like, it's a thought. But anyway, I went into that interview. Like, I prepped so hard for that interview. I was like, I'm not gonna get the job. I'm gonna fall out the chair though. I'm gonna fall out. Let me switch chairs because y'all, I don't need another broken limb or bruise or anything coming out of this shop. So anyways, I prepped so hard for the interview, but in my mind I was like, this is just preparation for the next interview because I'm never going to get the job. Like, I haven't been teaching for 10 years. Who's about to hire me? So anyway, it was a middle school position, and I've never taught middle school, only the small kids. I will say that's probably one of the best interviews I've been on. It was 8 people in the interview, the principal, assistant principal, and a variety of the staff that was working at the school. I've never been to an interview like that before. So just imagine not being a teacher for 10 years, you're interviewing for a teaching position and there's 8 people in the room and it's just you. And then you've been working for yourself. So it's like all this interaction was like overload. But when I say I went in there, I had prepped so hard for this. I was myself, but I also, prepped, did some research, and I nailed it, right? And so I got the position, and let's talk about that, because I gotta get my water on that. Okay, so I'm back. I had to get my water on that because this is the part. It gets a little spicy. Y'all. I almost lost my mind. Yes, I have to drink some water on that. I wish that was a shot because you need alcohol to be a teacher. You really do. Anyway, I got the job. I thought it was going to be like a super great experience. I'm like, it's meant to be. I got the job so quickly. And y'all, the school that I was teaching at is like literally less than 5 minutes from my boutique. I used to pass the school all the time, going to this lunch spot that I like. I would grab lunch, like leave here, grab lunch or whatever. And I would always pass school, never paying any attention. Life is crazy like that. So I landed that job. I did like a shadow for 3 days. The assistant principal was like, yeah, we'll do a gradual release. We'll be in there together and da-da-da. Well, that gradual release didn't happen. He was in there with me for 3 days. Well, I'm just watching. I wasn't doing anything. I'm just watching, taking notes. The kids seem, regular. They seem fine. Well, that was Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday because I don't forget. I will not forget this ever in life. That Monday, they must have prepped over the weekend. They must have had like a group chat and discussed how they were going to treat me because when Monday came, baby, they were locked and loaded. They were ready for me. They were so rude, so nasty, so mean. The cursing, y'all. Oh, I was called the B word multiple times. F you. I don't gotta do what you said. It was terrible. I felt like I was getting hazed, and I probably was. It was like a terrible experience. These kids were off the chain. I was not ready. So I was like deflated immediately. And I felt like I'm just gonna push through, right? Because I feel like I didn't get this far or come here and do this, and then these are kids. They're not gonna do this to me. I'm not playing with them. So I finished out that year because I started in February. It was last February, sorry. And February to June. So I was asked to come back, and I came back because I just felt it was one thing that the principal said to me, which I had a lot of respect for her, very educated woman. you have to respect women in power also because that's being a principal, baby, that's a job. I don't know, I couldn't do it because I would just like, I don't have the patience for it, and I probably just don't even know how to talk to people on that level to keep respect. Let's say that. But anyways, one thing that she said to me one day was like, yeah, teachers tend to be, with this type of school, a revolving door. So it's like the kids wonder, is their teacher gonna come to school the next day? And it leaves a sense of uncertainty and insecurity in them. And that might not have been exactly what she said, but something along those lines, 80%. That stuck to me. So I came back the next year because I felt like I have to see it through. But as I went on, it was Was it better? Okay, so my 8th grade class I graduated, they used to give me a lot of problems, but my 7th graders, the 6th graders, the turned 7th graders, they were my homeroom. Like, I just want to jump off a bridge every time I think about them. But anyways, I saw the year through. It was very bumpy. The kids are bad. All that stuff that you see on TikToks with the kids these days and the acting up and this and that is true. It is true. And probably 99% of their behavior is just unprovoked. It's just how they're raised and just how they act. Like, I could sit on this platform and talk to you for hours about experiences with the parents, the kids. It's like freaking real, and it's scary. Like, these kids are gonna be like grown one day and out in the real world. Like, what are they gonna be doing? Because I'm scared, and I mean that, because it's like their thought process, their judgment, baby, it's not all there. Okay, it's not all there. They come to school high. They have weapons at school, tasers. Girl, listen. Let's go back to what this video is about. So this year made me just feel like I was just very unhappy. I think by Christmas time, I had already made up my mind. I was like, yeah, I'm not coming back. Like, I'm gonna complete the year and I'm not coming back. Working for somebody else and you've worked for yourself is a huge difference. I don't want to be on nobody else's time. I don't want to go to lunch at a certain time. I don't want you giving me a deadline of when I have to turn in some work or do paperwork. Teaching is crazy because they have all these wild expectations. They think that you literally have three days in 24 hours, because these things that they have, these tedious little tasks they have you doing, like, girl, when and where do I have the time to do this? They give you things last minute. You know, hey, you have to do this presentation. We're gonna do it tomorrow. We're gonna do it on Wednesday, and it's Monday. I can't work like that. I don't work under pressure, and I just think that it's just a system that I can't wrap my mind around, and I'm not gonna get comfortable with, and I'm just not gonna do it, right? It's like you have no support with these kids. Their behavior is reckless. I'm here trying to teach them. You know, my whole essence of a teacher, my rating, is judged upon what they get on a test. And they showing up high. So you have to make a lot of things make sense. Most of them act like they don't want to learn, sad to say. And I do love some of them, but it's just the way that they were raised. And so with that, I started to just feel like, I'm not coming back. I already said that. And then, you know, I started to get back into like the aesthetics of looking at other boutiques online or just shopping online. And I started to like feel like I want to be back in Shop 500. Like, that's my home. Like, I built this business. My kid grew up here. Like, I have so many pictures of her at photo shoots, walking around in heels as a little girl. Like, this is my comfort. This is my home. Like, I built this place. Like, I made this place. I'm proud of this place. And I feel like you just got up and left, girl. You just like, you just got tired and you left. And that's exactly what I did. I'm not gonna lie. But I feel like I needed to go back to teaching. I needed to be exactly where I was in that particular school with those particular kids, because I needed to see what I wasn't missing and what I was missing, right? I needed to ignite my passion. I have so much passion in me right now because I have not been invested in a boutique or doing inventory, all that stuff. Like, I have so much energy, I have so much passion in me, and I'm ready to go. So what lessons did I learn? Like, it's a lesson in all of this. And even if you don't own a business, maybe you're thinking about doing one, or just in a 9-to-5 and you want to switch careers, I think a lesson here is like, it's okay to switch gears, right? It's okay to switch gears sometimes. It's okay to listen to yourself, because truth be told, had I stayed here and not left, I was gonna close eventually, because I was just burnt out, and there was nothing at that particular point, if I would have stayed here, there was gonna be a magic bullet to reignite my fire, right? It just wasn't, right? I think leaving and, okay, let me open this door that I once closed to make sure that that's not what I want to do. Speaking of teaching, I was able to do that, and now I'm able to see one thing about that. While I do miss kids tremendously, because I'm never going to front on that, I love kids and I do love teaching. It's just not what I'm meant to be doing at this moment. But I did tell my principal I would sub. I would like to pop up. I know the kids, I'm familiar with them. I would go every once in a while when I'm not here, or a day that I'm closed, and pop up on them. So for a day, fill in. I would love that, because I can still connect with the kids. I can still be around them. But guess what? I can can leave. I don't have any paperwork. I don't have any lesson plans. I don't have any deadlines. I'm not burnt out when I leave, because baby, that burnout at 2:45 running to that car was real, right? And I needed that. I needed that experience to be back where I am. I'm so thankful right now, right? I needed that to be here. And then I was sitting here, y'all, and this is a true story. I'm sitting here, I came in the door today. I come in here every once in a while, like I'll pack some orders, leave out. But this place is in disarray, y'all. Like I had to, the bathroom, a floor was damaged. It's a lot of things structurally that have to be completed before I get back in here. But anyways, today I was like, okay, I have my map of my schedule of the summer and days I'm gonna come in here and just start cleaning up. I need a new POS system. I have all these things to do, right? And so I'm sitting here, and it's like I couldn't get in the groove of doing anything. The air conditioner was not working. I had to call my maintenance guy. So I'm sitting here waiting, and a customer comes to the door. This is Kiara, right? And look at God, because I was sitting here having anxiety about opening back up. The store is like such a mess. I didn't even know where to start to clean up, and she came to my door.
I didn't ring the doorbell twice and bang, because I needed an outfit last minute. I was like, oh, this cute boutique. I drive by all the time from work. And she acted like she didn't want to let me in, but she let me in. Glad she did, because I found something so I can go home and go get dressed.
Because y'all know how I am about keeping everything neat and orderly. I was like, she cannot come in looking like this. But look at God will send you a message and tell you that everything's going to work out. This was my message.
And I'm coming to the opening.
Yes. See, y'all better stay tuned. All right. Now, she was not a customer that I had before. She was brand new. But I inserted that video to tell you guys that was a sign from God. Everything happens for a reason. It happens in his timing, because as I'm sitting here not knowing which way to go, okay, clean up the bathroom first and move the clothes first, I'm just like walking around, she comes to the door, and I think that was a sign from God, because I was so anxious. I think that was me running around not knowing what to do first, or whatever the case may be, like ordering my steps. She came to the door, right? And I think that was a sign from God saying, girl, everything's gonna be okay. Look, that was a new customer. She had never been here before. She said she drives past her all the time, shutters down. These shutters been down for 1.5 years. And she got out of her car when she saw this open. This just the middle part, because the other shutters are still down. She came to this door and blessed me to be my first customer. That was just, to me, a testament of God. And God just like talking to me and saying, take a deep breath, stop overthinking things. So I'm an overthinker. Everything's gonna be okay. And the lesson for you guys, why I wanted to do this video and do this long rant and talk with you, is because sometimes we have to pivot. Sometimes we have to do what's on our hearts, and we can't listen to other people. At the time when I closed this place, people thought it was insane. But I knew what was in me. But I also knew, don't close these doors completely, because you might need to come back. And that's exactly what happened. I'm excited to see what's about to happen, because my thinking is totally different now. I've learned some new things in business, and I'm continuing, even though I'm not even open yet, I'm continuing to educate myself on new strategies for customers, all these different things. And I'm ready. I have a fire. I have a new fire in me, and I'm ready to get my success back, gain my business back, right? And see it grow and flourish. And you know, I don't know, maybe I'll be here for another 10 years. I don't know. But that's all I have for you guys today. I'm gonna start being consistent on YouTube. I said that before, but I mean it this time. And I just wanna say one last thing, don't go. That's one more thing I wanna talk about. If you look back in my catalog of videos for YouTube, have wanted to be on YouTube for so long. I would do random videos and then stop. I started, when I started this little, when I left the shop, when I said I wanted to like gain more influence online, I started to do more YouTube videos, and I could not find my niche. Like, I like fashion, so I was doing all these Zara videos, I was doing the beauty videos, right? But then, as I took a step back, I did one video on a vlog, a boutique vlog, got like 5,000 views. And in my mind, something clicked. I was like, girl, why you like Zara and all these other things, you should have been doing boutique style videos or behind the scenes. This is your life, your everyday life, because that's what people want to see. We're so stuck in what we think people want to see, when you already have what people want to see. When you're keeping it real, when you keep it real with yourself, you can keep it real with the audience. But that was just a revelation, y'all, because I was like, girl, you had everything you needed. But anyway, in hindsight, 2020 or whatever they call it, I'm back, happy to be back on YouTube. I'm happy to share my story with you. And I'm on a new journey. I'm on a new path. And I want you guys to come with me. I'm going to be consistent on YouTube so you can look for a video every week. And I want to build a community. Let's talk, let's chat. If you have a business, you're opening up a business, you want to see behind the scenes footage, or just what do you want to see? What do you want to see and what I'm willing to put out there, y'all. But anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. And until my next video, I will see you guys. And I'm signing off. It's Erica J. And I have to say peace because it's my favorite sign off. I love y'all. Bye.